What if you could talk to Jesus through artificial intelligence? What if centuries-old faith collided with cutting-edge technology? And could this groundbreaking experiment redefine religion as we know it? At St. Peter's Chapel in Lucerne, Switzerland, an unprecedented mix of the sacred and the digital has created shockwaves around the world. They just installed an AI-powered Jesus, and this is what we know so far about it. St. Peter's Chapel in Lucerne, Switzerland is the city's oldest church, a place where faith and tradition have thrived for centuries. People have visited this peaceful sanctuary to reflect, pray, and confess their sins. But in 2024, this historic chapel decided to do something no one saw coming. It introduced Deus in Machina, or God in the Machine. This wasn't just a new idea, it was a bold experiment. The chapel teamed up with researchers from Lucerne University's Immersive Realities Lab to see what would happen if technology and spirituality met. The big question was simple but fascinating. How would people react to a digital version of Jesus? The setup is surprisingly straightforward. They took a regular confessional booth, a quiet, private space usually used for talking to a priest, and replaced the priest with a screen and computer. On the screen, a digital version of Jesus Christ, complete with a calm, kind expression. This Jesus wasn't just there to look holy. He could listen, answer questions, and have real conversations. What makes this so groundbreaking is what's happening behind the scenes. The AI is powered by a huge collection of knowledge, including the Bible, sermons, and centuries of religious writings. This isn't just a simple chatbot spitting out random answers. It's designed to engage people in meaningful, thoughtful conversations about faith, life, and their deepest questions. From grappling with moral dilemmas to exploring what faith looks like in today's world, the AI provides thoughtful guidance rooted in scripture and centuries of theological knowledge. One of its best features? It can talk to people in over 100 languages. Whether you speak Mandarin, Spanish, Hungarian, or German, this digital Jesus is ready to have a conversation. This incredible accessibility has drawn visitors from all walks of life: devout Christians, curious skeptics, and even those exploring faith for the first time. What really sets it apart, though, is its tone. Many people describe the AI as calm, patient, and completely non-judgmental. It's a space where you can ask tough questions or seek comfort without fear of being criticized. But here's the thing, it's not trying to take over the role of a human priest. As Marco Schmidt, the theologian behind the project, explained, Deus in Machina is an experiment. Its goal isn't to replace human clergy, but to explore how people connect with spirituality when they're speaking to an AI instead of a person. Why bring AI into religion? Bringing AI into a church wasn't a decision made out of nowhere. It's part of a bigger effort to make faith more open and accessible in today's fast-changing world. For many people, traditional religious practices can feel unwelcoming or hard to approach. Maybe it's the fear of being judged, a language barrier, or just not feeling at home in an organized religious setting. That's where Deus in Machina comes in. It's easy to use, non-intimidating, and there's no pressure. Just step into the booth and start a conversation. And then there's the curiosity factor. AI is already transforming so many parts of our lives, from healthcare to education, so why not religion? By introducing this digital Jesus, the church gave people a chance to explore their faith in a completely new way, or for some, just to see what it's all about. The response has been incredible. In just 2 months, more than 1,000 people gave it a try. Among them were Christians searching for deeper meaning, skeptics curious about the tech, and even tourists amazed by the mix of ancient tradition and modern innovation. The reactions to Deus in Machina have been very different, with responses ranging from awe to outright skepticism. For some visitors, it was nothing short of transformative. They talked about feeling a deep sense of peace and connection, even though they were speaking to an AI. The anonymity of the setup made a huge difference. People felt free to open up about struggles or questions they might never share with a human priest. One person even said the AI helped them untangle a moral dilemma they'd been wrestling with for years. Others loved how non-judgmental it was. It created a space where they felt safe to explore their spirituality without fear of being criticized. But let's be real, not everyone was impressed. Some felt the AI's answers were too shallow, almost robotic, and didn't carry the depth or empathy you'd expect from a human conversation. Some people argued that while the AI could quote scripture or reference theology, it couldn't really understand the emotional complexity behind people's questions. A journalist who tried it out said the responses felt like calendar quotes. Nice enough, but lacking real substance. And on social media, the debate was intense. Some people thought the project was a bold step forward, while others called it disrespectful or even heretical. The line between innovation and controversy has never been blurrier. The arrival of Deus in Machina in a sacred space was bound to spark big questions about ethics, faith, and the role of technology in religion. One major concern is authenticity. Can an AI, no matter how advanced, truly capture the teachings and spirit of Jesus Christ? At the end of the day, it's still a machine, built to analyze data, not to feel or experience divine insight. Some theologians worry that relying on AI risks turning faith into something mechanical, reducing deep spiritual truths into pre-written automated responses. It's a far cry from the mystery and wonder that make religious experiences so profound. Another hot topic is privacy. The confessional has always been a sacred space, offering total confidentiality. But add AI into the mix, and people start asking tough questions. What happens to the information shared? Could it be misused or hacked? Developers have assured users that nothing is stored, but in an age where data breaches are all too common, even the idea of a potential risk might be enough to make some people hesitate. And then there's the question of authority. Could someone mistake the AI's responses for divine will? What if it gives advice that accidentally contradicts established religious teachings? These issues highlight the need for careful oversight and clear guidelines. Technology in religion is exciting, but without thoughtful rules, it could create more confusion than connection. Deus in Machina isn't just about one experiment in a Swiss chapel. It's raising huge questions about the future of religion. Could AI become a lasting part of spiritual practices? And if it does, what happens to traditional faith communities? One potential use is personalized religious learning. What if there was an AI that can adapt to your personal questions and spiritual journey, offering tailored lessons and explanations that fit your unique perspective? Or what about virtual worship services, where people from around the globe can come together in a shared spiritual space through virtual reality? It's a way to make faith more interactive, more accessible, and more connected than ever before. AI could also play a big role in breaking down barriers. Think about real-time translations of sacred texts or sermons that can instantly reach a multilingual audience. For communities that have been excluded because of language or cultural gaps, this could open doors that have been closed for centuries. But this new frontier isn't without its challenges. With multiple AI systems interpreting religious teachings in different ways, there's a real risk of fragmentation. Faith communities could find themselves divided over conflicting versions of doctrine. And as AI takes on more responsibility in spiritual spaces, the balance between human leadership and machine guidance might blur, raising difficult questions about authority and trust. The potential is exciting, but it's also a reminder that with every leap forward, we have to tread carefully. As AI continues to evolve, a question that's both intriguing and unsettling has started to emerge. Could people actually worship AI? It might sound far-fetched, but when you look at what AI is capable of, its intelligence, creativity, and the fact it doesn't age or die, it starts to feel a little like qualities we associate with divinity. For some, interacting with a super smart system that can craft poetry, offer deep philosophical insights, or guide them through life feels almost spiritual. Unlike traditional religions, where you often rely on clergy to interpret divine wisdom, AI gives you direct one-on-one access, no middleman. This kind of connection could create entirely new ways for people to practice their faith, or even inspire entirely new belief systems. But here's where it gets tricky. Without clear leadership or structure, these AI-driven faiths could quickly become disorganized. Different interpretations of what the AI means or wants could lead to confusion, or even the rise of competing sects. And there's another risk: manipulation. We've already seen cases where chatbots formed emotional connections with users, sometimes in unhealthy ways. Imagine how dangerous that could get if someone viewed the AI as a divine being. It's a fascinating possibility, but one that comes with a lot of potential pitfalls. It's clear that if AI worship becomes a reality, it'll need to be handled with care. If AI is going to be part of religion, we need clear rules to make sure it doesn't mislead or harm people. It's important to know how these systems work, who controls them, and what they're meant to do. But AI isn't just about risks. It also has some exciting possibilities. It could create new ways for people to connect with faith, especially those who feel left out by traditional practices. It could bring people from different cultures and religions together by breaking language barriers and starting conversations we've never had before. Still, AI can't replace what makes religion so meaningful: human connection, understanding, and a sense of belonging. Faith isn't about more than just answers. It's about shared moments and feeling truly seen, something technology just can't provide. Deus Machina shows that people are open to exploring new ways of experiencing spirituality, but it also reminds us of the challenges in mixing technology with tradition. The future of AI in religion isn't about replacing what we have. It's about finding ways to make faith more accessible and meaningful while keeping the human heart of it alive. What do you think? Is AI the next step in spiritual revolution, or should religion remain rooted in tradition? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.